Welcome to round number 1 of the 2016 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. I'm Pete Deluski, and we're coming to you live from Santiago del Estero. And you can see here, it's a picturesque and beautiful city, and we are super excited to be here for the 4th year in a row for the Supercross World Cup. A beautiful city, beautiful sights, but more importantly, a beautiful BMX track, and we are getting ready for a great day to open up the 2016 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup season on one of the best tracks there is. You see it here, the temperature is perfect, everything is race ready for BMX, and we're really excited to bring you the 2016 season. But let's get you a recap of what went on the Supercross World Cup Tour in 2015 and give you a recap of what led up to this 2016 BMX racing season. The 2015 UCI BMX World Cup Tour was an interesting year for BMX Supercross. The top of the leaderboard for both the elite men and women reflected a mixture of established riders and, of course, some new blood coming into the sport of BMX Supercross. The men's division is always an incredible class, but this year it was rocked by newcomer to the elite class, Nick Kidman. While Liam Phillips was the winner in Manchester, Nick took the win at round 2 of the World Cup in Papendal, Holland, and then went on an unprecedented win at the World Championships in Zolder, Belgium in the rain, all in his first year as an elite rider. An incredible run for him, but Nick still couldn't knock Liam Phillips off the top spot of the overall UCI Supercross points, as Phillips had won 3 of the 5 World Cup races in 2015 and took that overall title. The women's leaderboard wasn't quite so controversial, as it was the Olympic gold medalist Mariana Pajon who would finish the season out on top, taking the overall Supercross championship in 2015. Runner-up for the elite women was the consistent Stefany HERNANDEZ, who was all there right on Mariana's tail all throughout the season, but her season highlight was winning the World Championships. Now we start things off for 2016. This is the 4th time the tour has been to Argentina, and a lot of the riders on the tour love and visit this stop, but none more than the past winner. In elite women, it's been Mariana Pajon winning the last 2 events, and then in elite men, it was Liam Phillips, Mara Strongbergs, and Connor Fields all have won previously, with Phillips not in attendance this event. The field is wide open. With 2016 being an Olympic year, Rio is coming up fast for the riders looking to earn a spot. This will be the 3rd time BMX Supercross has been in the Summer Olympics, and at both events in the past, Latvian Mara Strongbergs has won, and he is back in full force, aiming to win the ultimate Triple Crown. Mariana Pajon, the winner of the 2012 gold medal, has the goal to hold on to her top spot in the upcoming games. She's got a lot of competition on her hands, though, from the US, Australia, Venezuela, as well as any other country. They're all looking to take away her title. But to earn your way into the games, the riders must focus on the 3 World Cup stops and the World Championships. After Argentina, this beautiful land, we head off to Manchester to the indoor track at the National Cycling Center, and then over to Holland for the big, fast outdoor track that's just been rebuilt in Papendal. Then at the end of the May, it's the last big race before the Olympics, the World Championships in Colombia. This is where some riders will have their last chance to qualify the games and also give a taste of riding in South America. So let's get ready to watch the 2016 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup season unfold at stop number 1 in Santiago del Estero, Argentina, and watch as the riders try to pave their way for their individual roads to Rio. We'll kick things off with the highlights of the earlier rounds and our rankings from last year. So it's going to be Liam Phillips, who took that overall title just ahead of Nick Kidman, and then Amadou Mir, another surprise from France, was 3rd, Connor Fields and Anthony Dean respectively in 4th and 5th. Sam Willoughby, skipping a few races, still was managed 6th overall. Carlos Aquindo 7th, and Jelle van Gorkum, one of the elderly statesmen on the tour, was 8th overall. Then when we move to the women's overall standings from 2015, it was the queen of BMX, Mariana Pajon from Colombia, taking the decisive win over Stefany HERNANDEZ from Venezuela. Then you had the great hard charge battle from Elise Post, Caroline Buchanan, and Felicia Stansel. And then from 6th, 7th, and 8th, it was Lauren Reynolds, Danny George, and Brooke Crane rounding out the top 8 women in the overall World Cup rankings from 2015. So now we move into 2016, and we've got a great track here in Santiago del Estero. And let's get a lap around here from Barry Nobles on the lap preview brought to you earlier this week from Barry. So coming out of the turn number 1, you'll see the elite men will go to the right. Fred Villegas is out in front of Barry on this run, and you can see these are big burly jumps into that second turn. And then as you come out of here, it's an ultra technical third straightaway that these riders must negotiate, and if they want to have any chance of winning or passing, they're going to have to take that section just perfectly. Coming out of that last lap, you'll see these riders getting over these fast 2 obstacles, as well as trying to pedal to the maximum as they come across the line. So that's a lap here in Argentina. And just in case you missed it, go back to that start with Barry Nobles and Fred Villegas. Again, coming out of that first turn, going to the right side, taking over those 2 massive jumps in the beginning, and then this huge jump into turn number 2. So then we got into earlier practice into racing today, and you can see here, this was the first moto of the day, and what a barn burner it was. You see Trent Jones, Jelle Van Gorkum, and Tori Nijhag, 3 of the top riders in this sport, are battling out just in their early qualification motos. So Jones looked very strong. Van Gorkum was riding well through that third straightaway. Tori Nijhag, the winner of last night's time trial, definitely was looking for a way in, but no one was able to pass Trent Jones as he took it wire to wire. Jelle Van Gorkum in second, and then we had Tori Nijhag in third, Bernal Blanc from in the 4th spot. Next up, it was going to be the Olympic 2-time champion Mara Strongberg's out in a hurry from the outside lane. Doesn't matter what lane Morris is in, he can get that whole shot. So he took that lead, and he had Sylvain Andre from France right behind him, and then Alfredo Campero from Ecuador in that 3rd place spot, and they pretty much followed the leader this time being Mara Strongberg, usually where he is when he's on the BMX racetrack. From the Latvia, Mara Strongberg's take it wire to wire. Sylvain Andre keeping him honest, and then Alfredo Campo in 3rd. Kyle Evans from Great Britain in that 4th place spot. Next up was heat number 5, and this was going to be a really good one. We had one of the top riders in our sport, Connor Fields, in it, but he's going to get shown by Molina from right here in Argentina, the fastest way through turn number 1. But Connor Fields was going to keep right on his back tire. Romain Maheu from France was in that 3rd place spot, and watch this great run by all 3 of them through this third straightaway. And Connor Fields the whole time looks like he's trying to set up Molina, diving down on the inside, trying to power out. Molina looks like he's got it, but the finish line is where the race is decided, and Fields would take the victory. Molina was 2nd, Matthew was 4th, and then Jeffrey Upshaw from the United States was in 4th. Then we move over to heat number 6, and again, another good race. And you can see right here, Twan Van Gent, Sam Willoughby, and Trey White all battling it out. Twan Van Gent looking super smooth. Sam Willoughby in an unpredictable 3rd place, but Twan Van Gent was out there. Trey White looking smooth, stylish in that 2nd place spot. Sam Willoughby taking it all in from 3rd. Was he going to make a push at the line? Gent was out there. Trey White looking smooth, stylish in that 2nd place spot. Sam Willoughby taking it all in from 3rd. Was he going to make a push at the end? No one was able to push Twan Van Gent across the line, so it'll be Twan Van Gent, Trey White, Sam Willoughby, and then Amelia Falla for that 4th place. So then we move over to the women's qualification round, and we start from heat number 1. And a number 1 in a lot of BMXers' hearts is number 100 on her number plate. Mariana Pajon from Colombia started on the outside, had a great start. Christensen and McLeod were keeping her honest, but you can see right here, just look at the style that Mariana has as she makes her way around the track here in Santiago. Christensen and then Estero moved around McLeod and got into that 3rd place spot. So coming down their 3rd straightaway, you see it's different from the elite men's. She came out with a decisive lead over Christensen, and it would be Mariana Pajon, the winner of last night's super final time trial, taking the win in her opening race of the day. Christensen in 2nd, and Gonzalez from Ecuador in 3rd. Next up in heat number 2, again, another who's who of the women of BMX. And you can see from the outside, it will be Caroline Buchanan from Australia with all the power, bright as can be, coming out of turn number 1. Caroline Buchanan had Felicia Stansel and Gabrielle Diaz just behind her, but no one was able to catch it as Caroline just had the fastest lap around the track. Kind of looked like her time trial run yesterday where she finished up second place just behind Mariana, but right now she was all out front, no one even close to her, and it would be Caroline Buchanan taking a huge victory in her first lap of the day, Felicia Stansel in second, and then Letitia Lecourget would get around Diaz and take that third spot. So that brings you up to where we are in the program of the day. Pretty exciting race action as we've got things going on for the elite men and elite women, and we'll give you a little bit of a taste of what it's like here in Santiago del Estero as the crowds are anticipating the race action to be taking over in just a few moments. So we'll get ready. Here we go right into the elite men's quarterfinal number 1. You see the number 11 on the inside. That's going to be Connor Fields from the United States of America. Campo from Ecuador right next to him. You just saw their race in the qualifiers. Now this is single elimination racing. Top 4 only move on. You see Fields, Campo out there in front. You see Anthony Dean unfortunately gets off in that first turn. That's not where you want to be, especially when it's single elimination. So it'll be Fields. Jones now moves into that second place. Campo in third, and the fourth spot's up for grabs, and it's all what you need to move on in the program. Right now it'll be Fields, Jones, Van Gent gets around into the third place spot. So the qualifiers out of this race, top 4, Fields, Jones, Van Gent, and Alfredo Campo holds on for that fourth place spot, and they will make their way into today's semifinals for the elite men. So we'll get up to quarterfinal number 2 for the elite men. Again, we've whittled it down from over 200 elite men riders. Now we just have these few riders in each of the races, 8 riders in each of the next 3 races. Top 4 move on to that semifinal, and as we said, single elimination racing can produce a lot of upsets. There is your official results. Fields, Jones, Van Gent, and Campo are the qualifiers that will move on. So we'll get ready for quarterfinal number 2. Nick Kidman, David Graff, Sylvain Andre, Sam Willoughby, Carlos Ramirez, Komarov, Amadou Mir, and Vanderberg are your 8 riders trying to move on in today's program into that semifinal. Let's catch up with their quarterfinal. Again, top 4 transfer. The other guys get in the stands with the fans. You see number 1, our current world champion, Nick Kidman from the Netherlands in gate 1, David Graff in gate 2, Sylvain Andre in gate 3, and then Sam Willoughby in gate 4. Let's see how it goes, usually from the inside, but as you saw before, between Caroline Buchanan and Mara Stromberg, you can win from anywhere on this track if you're determined. And look who's most determined right now. It looks like number 7, Sam Willoughby from Australia. Definitely got the pump and flow going down there. Nick Kidman's going to give him a good battle. Amadou Mir is going to be in their third spot. And right now it looks like Nick Kidman's going to try the hard way to pass Sam Willoughby, but it's not going to happen. So Willoughby's out front. Amadou Mir and Nick Kidman are going to have a drag race. And look at 4th place. Unfortunately, a crash right there. A rider goes off the track, but it'll be Willoughby, Mir, Kidman, and it's going to be a good battle for that 4th place now. Coming across the line, it'll be Australia's Sam Willoughby, Nick Kidman, Amadou Mir, and Carlos Ramirez will be your 4 qualifiers here in quarterfinal number 2 for the elite men. So as you saw right there, down that 3rd straightaway, anything and everything can happen in BMX Supercross. They were going for it. They know only the top 4 move on, and unfortunately for those other riders, their day is done. Hopefully they got up, they've walked away, and everything's fine. They're just not going to be happy about not being in today's semifinal. But as you said, look to the inside. This time it was lane 4 that got that whole shot. Sam Willoughby, number 7 in the yellow jersey. And then you see that big number 1 of our current world champion in elite men. That would be Nick Kidman. Definitely a good run. And then you can see Amadou Mir battling it there. And then again, he's battling here, this time with Carlos Ramirez. They both get to the line, but not in front of Sam Willoughby or Nick Kidman. So there's your official results for quarterfinal number 2. Sam Willoughby, Nick Kidman, Amadou Mir, and Carlos Ramirez will make their way into the semifinal for today at Santiago del Estero UCI BMX Supercross World Cup, stop number 1. Let's get headed over to quarterfinal number 3. Corbin Sherrod, Nick Long, Jeffrey Upshaw, Yella Van Gorkum, Martin Jaspers, Carlos Aquindo, and Maris Strongbergs. This could be a main event at any other race, and this is just a quarterfinal. So let's see how things go for these 8 world-class riders. And number 937, Jeffrey Upshaw, might be the underdog in this race, but he's up there now. He's one of the fastest guys. He's made his way through here, and he's looking to dethrone his countryman, Corbin Sherrod, number 24, and Nicholas Long, number 64. Let's see how things go as we get ready for quarterfinal. You see Maris Stromberg's out in 8. If anyone can do it, it'll be Maris. So unfortunately for there, Nick Long gets a terrible start, not where he wants to be, but Corbin Sherrod gets the perfect start, and he's going to meet up and actually beat Maris Stromberg to turn 1. Yellow Van Gorkum's right up there as well, and this is going to be a great battle. A lot of big names act there, and I can see Jeff Upshaw in that 3rd spot. Incredible racing. But right now, Corbin Sherrod, Yellow Van Gorkum, 1 and 2. The battle's going to be for the 4th position. Jeffrey Upshaw was there. Right now, he's still there. And you can see who's made their way back into the 4th place spot. Incredible race. You're going to see Sherrod, Van Gorkum, Upshaw, and Nick Long. He had a horrible start. He never gave up, and he made his way into the top 4, making it on into today's semifinal. What an incredible race for Nick Long, our 2-time Olympic champion. Maris Stromberg's from the outside. You see him here. He's trying to meet up with Sherrod. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Look where Nick Long is. He's in last place in this race. That is an incredible result. None more incredible than right there for number 24, Corbin Sherrod, as he was out front. And you can see that great battle. What happened to Maris Stromberg's? I don't know. But right here, Corbin Sherrod, smooth, fast, stylish, do that 3rd straightaway. Wire-to-wire win, Yellow Van Gorkum, Jeffrey Upshaw, and a great run from Nick Long to get back to that 4th place spot. Looks like Stromberg's went down, and unfortunately for him, his day is over. But there you see your top 4 qualifiers. What a great race from Nick Long. Jeffrey Upshaw surprising a lot of people. Corbin Sherrod living up to his expectations, and Yellow Van Gorkum's always right there when it comes time for those semifinals. So our last quarterfinal, Joris Daudet, Tori Nyhog, Trey White, Melina, Torres, Evans, Vincent Pelliard, and Naverstad. Those are the last 8 riders in the elite men's category looking to make their way into today's main event. Number 33, Joris Daudet, riding strong all day. Number 49, Tori Nyhog out of Canada. He was our winner last night in the super final time trials. Let's see how things go. A lot of Argentinian power in the middle. Those guys are super strong. But let's see who can take it here in the last of the 4 elite men's quarterfinals. The gate goes down. It looks like Nyhog gets edged out ever so slightly by Joris Daudet, but it'll be Melina who surprises everyone. Nyhog's able to pull back up with Joris Daudet. Now they're going to be battling all the way down. So it looks like going into turn number 2, it'll be Melina, Daudet, Nyhog. Now Nyhog shuffled back, but he moves back in that 3rd place spot. But Melina, awesome run for the youngster here from Argentina. Joris Daudet up there in that 2nd spot. Nyhog's in 3rd. Now he's shuffled back to 4th. It's going to be a drag race for 3rd and 4th, but it's going to be Daudet at the line. Melina, Torres, and Nyhog will be your top 4. Unfortunately for Kyle Evans and Vincent Pelliard, that's not where you want to be, 5th and 6th. But what a great race there. We saw a good bar-to-bar battle from those riders. Incredible racing. And you can see right from the start, it was Daudet and Nyhog edging each other. And you can see right there, a crash right off the start, not where you want to have it, but just gave enough space for Melina to put his true power potential down, getting out in front of both Nyhog and Daudet. And what a great run for Melina. And you can see those guys battling. Kyle Evans was right there, and you can see how close things are on the Supercross racing. But for here, it was Melina, Daudet, Nyhog, and a great run there in the end. So we'll get you the official results of that race, and then we'll move on into today's semifinal events. So we're looking forward for those 2 semifinals today. Again, single elimination, top 4 move on into the program. So basically just 4 races left for the semifinals overall, and then we move into the last 2 races of the night, the main events. So this beautiful, super fast track here in Santiago del Estero, just loved by these riders. It's wide open power, full speed. Making a little mistake is very costly, but if you can get a perfect flowy lap, as we just saw those riders did in those quarterfinals, you'll be able to make your way through. So let's get ready with semifinal number 1 for the elite women. Mariana, Pajon, ETIENNE, SMULDERS, VANHOOF, George, Stansel, McLeod, and Diaz. Those are our 8 women in the semifinal number 1 for the elite women. And again, top 4 will make it all the way, transfer straight into that main event. So it'll be interesting to see because, again, this could be a main event. Number 100 on the inside, Mariana Pajon will have her hands full with number 128, ETIENNE from France. She is our last year's junior women's world champion, and now she's in this elite class. Let's see what she can do as these riders get ready for stop number 1 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup, semifinal number 1 for the elite women. They're in the gate, just waiting for the command to attack the track and see if they can move into today's main event. Here we go with semifinal number 1.
Ready, watch the gate.
So as the gate drops, it'll be Mariana Pajon with a good start, but she's not out in her usual front spot. It's going to be Laura Smulders who gets the lead going into turn number 1. It'll be Smulders, Pajon, and then VANHOOF in that 3rd place spot. And what a good battle it's going to be for 4th. I see 3 riders all side by side, but right now it's Smulders with the lead, Pajon in 2nd, VANHOOF in that 3rd place spot, and it looks like ETIENNE's sitting in 4th, but what will happen as they get down to the line? But right now, up front, it's going to be Pajon in 2nd, Smulders in 1st, VANHOOF in 3rd, and who's going to take that 4th and final spot? It looks like it will be ETIENNE from France making her way, edging out the local Diaz. Stancil and George unfortunately won't move on as well, but what a great run there for Laura Smulders. Incredible start, and that's what you need to be out in front of one of the world's best, number 100, Mariana Pajon, and she did it from gate position number 3. So definitely can be done from anywhere. We've seen it before, but right there, just a little bit of a bump between Pajon and ETIENNE. Maybe that was the space, or maybe it was just Laura Smulders had the great start, and she had a great lap as she led Mariana Pajon around the entire track. And Elke VANHOOF showing her consistency out there as she was in 3rd, and then ETIENNE stepping up into the elite class, making her way into the main event here at stop number 1 on the UCI World Cup Tour for 2016. And there's your official results. Pajon, Smulders, VANHOOF, and ETIENNE. Smulders was the actual winner, but we'll move on, unfortunately, for Diaz, Stancil, George, and McLeod. Their day is done. So we'll get ready for semifinal number 2. Again, the who's who of the elite women. Caroline Buchanan, Elise Post, Brooke Crane, Simone Christensen, Magali Portier, Letitia Licorgil, Mayer, and Sorova from Russia will be our starters in semifinal number 2. Caroline Buchanan, number 68 on the inside. Next to her, number 11, Elise Post from the United States of America, their national champion. Let's get ready for the start of their semifinal.
Ready, watch the gate.
So as the gate drops, it looks like Elise Post got a really good start. Caroline Buchanan's right there beside her, and Brooke Crane seems to be in that 3rd place spot now. So it'll be Elise Post clear out in front, with Buchanan in 2nd, Brooke Crane in 3rd, and it's going to be a great battle for that 4th place spot. As we see, it looks like Simone Christensen's got around Brooke Crane. So right now it'll be Post, Buchanan, Christensen, and Crane in that 4th place spot, but she has riders right on the back tire. But right now, no one's on the tires of these two out front, Post and Buchanan. Christensen's there. Looks like Brooke Crane's going to move in. It's going to be a battle for the finish. Who can take the win? It looks like it'll be Caroline Buchanan edging out Elise Post, Christensen in 3rd, and then Brooke Crane will hold on to that 4th and final transfer spot just ahead of Letitia Lecourget, and that was a great race. Brooke Crane was not where she wanted to be most of that lap, but she wanted to be in those top 4 at the finish, and you can see she had a good start, but no one as good as number 11, Elise Post from the United States of America. Definitely got away from Caroline Buchanan, spread out a little bit, and you can see that mess back there for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. But right up here out front, you want to be out in clean air. You see great moves being made by Caroline Buchanan, but she wasn't able to pass until the last few meters of this race here. And it may not seem like it's needed because we do take top 4 overall to transfer into the main event, but the race timing is what lets these riders pick their gates as they move on in the program to the main event. So you'll see here, there's our official results. Caroline Buchanan, Elise Post, Simone Christensen, and Brooke Crane will make their way into the main event here for stop number 1 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. So definitely a good bunch of semis there for the elite women. And now we'll make our way to the elite men's semifinals. You can see them walking their way back up on that 8-meter starting ramp, getting ready to attack the track. Again, same rules apply for the elite men. Top 4 will move on into today's program, into the main event. 5th through 8th go in the stands with the fans. And you can see the riders right there, right before they get up that secondary starting position. they pick their gate spots, and those are determined by their times, all the combined riders in each of those semifinals. In the pecking order, fastest to slowest gets to pick their gate position, and usually the riders want to pick that inside line. That usually gives them a slight advantage against each other. So we'll get you the official start list here for semifinal number 1. Again, these could be main events at the World Championships. Connor Fields, Twan Van Gent, Torres, Van Gorkum, Ramirez, Hinman, and Long. As you can see there, number 1 in the world, number 2 in the world, and then you can see past world champions, past Supercross champions, and up-and-coming riders. So this will be an interesting race to see as these riders are getting loaded in to this starting gate for semifinal number 1 for the elite men here in Argentina at the opening round of the 2016 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. And you can hear the Argentinian fans cheering on Torres as he's loaded in the gate in his semifinal. He wants to make his first main event here in front of his country in Argentina. And let's see what he can do. As we said, rider number 148, Yellow Van, Twan Van Gent, winner of a past stop. Joris Dode, winner of the World Championships in the time trials last year, and just a few years ago, winner of the racing version of the time trials. Connor Fields, past Supercross overall champion. Nick Kidman, winner of the second stop of the Supercross last year and second place overall, as well as being our current world champion. Again, these riders getting up there. Now it's time to let the psychological aspect of it. We're waiting for a rider to go into gate number 2, but right now looks like everyone's ready in the gate. And as soon as we get our last rider in, get these riders set, we will get the kickoff for semifinal number 1 here for the elite men in Argentina, Santiago del Estero. So you can see gate number 1, Connor Fields, he has on his left sleeve the American flag, as well as Joris Dode. And in gate number 3 and gate number 3, Twan Van Gent, gate number 4, Joris Dode. Those are all the current national champions of their respective countries. And those are the riders looking to get what Nick Kidman has down there in lane number 7, the white rainbow jersey signifying the UCI BMX World Champion. And then you see plate number 2, second place at those World Championships. So the riders have the ability to choose, if they make the main event at the World Championships, to run number 1 through 8. Otherwise, they have career numbers, and most of those riders will run their career numbers the year through unless they are a current world champion, depending on it's their personal preference. But let's get ready for semifinal number 1 here for the elite men in Argentina. So in just 2 weeks' time, we'll move over to round number 2, which will be in Manchester for stop number 2 in the indoor arena. Definitely a different style track. But right now, it's all about stop number 1, semifinal number 1 for these elite men. Top 4 will move on in today's program, and then we will see in semifinal number 2 who the other 4 riders will be to meet up with them for tonight's main event. So here's your official start list. Fields, Van Gent, Dode, Torres, Van Gorkum, Ramirez, Kinman, and Long. Those are your 8 riders in semifinal number 1. Here we go with the gate drop for the elite men.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
So the gate drops, and it looks like it's going to be a good start from the inside. This time it looks like it's going to be Connor Fields. He's got Joris Dode, and then Nick Long's right there. Twan Van Gent's on the inside. He gets in front of Long, so it's going to be Fields, Dode, Van Gent. And you're going to have Molina back there in that 4th place spot, but a little bit of a bobble right there is going to cost him. But right now, Connor Fields out front, Van Gent in 2nd, Dode looks to be in 3rd, and it's going to be a good race, and it looks like a big shuffle up in the riders. So Fields, Van Gent, Torres now in that 4th place spot. It looks like it's going to be Nick Long, so it's going to be Fields, Van Gent, Torres, and Long, your top 4 finishers. What happened to Joris Dode? I don't know, but Fields, Van Gent, Torres, and Long, definitely a great run there for the top 4, but a good start from the inside. Number 11, you see right there, number 33, Joris Daudet was out with Connor Fields as they went there. You see Twan Van Gent dove low in the turn, had a good run, and you can see right here, Torres looked like he bumped, but it looks like it might have been Daudet was in third. He was high-sided a little bit off Van Gent's wheel. Molina went underneath, and then who knows what happened, but right here what happened out front was Connor Fields from the United States of America, number 11. Winner here in the past right now has won a semi. He's earned his way into that main event, as well as the top riders, as you can see, Van Gent, Torres, and Nick Long. They are your official top 4. Ramirez, Daudet, Kimmin, and Vorkum. Their day is done. So top 4 move into tonight's main event. Those are the first 4 riders moving in. Let's get ready for semifinal number 2. Corbin Sherrod, Trent Jones, Molina, Sam Willoughby, Tori Nyhog, Alfredo Campo, Amadou Mir, and Jeffrey Upshaw. This one is going to be a barn burner. Let's see who can make top 4. It's going to be interesting to see. Sherrod and Jones have been riding strong. Molina, Willoughby as well. Nyhog was the winner last night in our time trial, as well as winning many motos today. Campo's been riding strong all day. He had Strongbergs in there. He's here. Strongbergs isn't. Jeffrey Upshaw, that underdog from quarterfinal, now is in the semifinal. He's in lane 8. What can he make happen? We'll find out here just in a moment as we get ready for semifinal number 2 at the UCI BMX Supercross in Argentina. So as the gate drops, there's not a decisive leader at the moment, but it could be Campo. No, it looks like it's going to be on the inside. Nyhog, nope, it's going to be Corbin Sherrod. Great start for Sherrod, definitely where he wants to be. Nyhog's in second, Campo's in third, and that 4th place spot is up for grabs. Still, it looks like Sherrod, Nyhog, Campo, and in 4th now. It could be a good battle with the Frenchman Amadou Mir. So it's going to be Corbin Sherrod looking to have that lead all the way to the line. Nyhog in second, Campo in third, and it looks like it could be, let's see, Amadou Mir just edges out Jeffrey Upshaw for that last spot, but what a great run for Amadou Mir and Jeffrey Upshaw. Mir makes it, Upshaw doesn't, no consolation, but that was a great run, but none better than Corbin Sherrod. What a fast first straightaway Corbin Sherrod had, getting around some of those fast riders. Tori Nyhog won't back down all the way in the first straightaway, but you can see right here from the inside, those guys were virtually straight against. You see Trent Jones and Sam Willoughby bump. That's where their race pretty much ended, and that's where Corbin Sherrod got a little bit of an open gap. Tori Nyhog was able to get out there, and as well as Jeffrey Upshaw at that point was up in the front, but you see Corbin Sherrod riding strong. Tori Nyhog never to back down. Those two riders side by side going around the entire track, and Amadou Mir, he was on the hunt the whole way, and he fought it to the line, taking that last and final transfer spot for him, giving you the official results. Sherrod, Nyhog, Campo, and Amadou Mir, they will make their way into the main event for the elite men. So now we have our main event set for both the elite women and the elite men, and it's going to be 2 great races here all the way to the end to decide the 2016 stop number 1 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour champions of the day in the elite men's class and the elite women's class. First up will be the elite women's main event. And what a main event it's going to be. Buchanan, Pajon, SMULDERS, Post, Christensen, VANHOOF, Crane, and ETIENNE, 8 fastest riders in the world today, usually on any given day, and that's going to be a great race. Caroline Buchanan is going to have first pick, Mariana Pajon second, Laura SMULDERS third, Post, Christensen, VANHOOF, Crane, and then ETIENNE. That's the order that they'll get to pick the gates as they get ready for tonight's main event for the elite women. So you can see perfect conditions here for a race. The fans are packed. It's incredible racing that we've seen so far here in Argentina, and we're really excited to have opened the season up in Santiago del Estero, a great venue, a great crowd, and what a place to get this season kicked off. And we'll get ready to get you those elite women's main event just here in momentarily as they warm up, getting ready for tonight's main event. As we said, you can see the riders getting ready. This is some replays from earlier on. They were getting ready to make their way up to that 8-meter ramp, and the fans were nervous, biting their fingernails in anticipation for their favorite rider to get through the program. We've got fans and coaches, super fans, and new fans just waiting to see BMX racing at its fastest here on the World Cup Tour, brought to you by UCI BMX. So as the anticipation grows, as we said, stop number 2 will be in Manchester, UK, and then we have a few weeks off, and then we move over to Papendal in Holland for the 3rd round of the BMX Supercross World Cup Tour, and it'll definitely be interesting to see. That's one of the biggest and fastest Supercross tracks there are. Very technical, very challenging, and they've just revamped that track in Papendal, so it'll be interesting to see the first time the riders have ridden on a modified track in the Supercross in Papendal for over the past 4 years as well. Then we have a short break and move on to the World Championships, and this is where it's going to make or break it for some of these riders that are looking to earn their way into the Rio Olympics. Each of these 3 World Cup races are all qualifiers for these riders into the Olympics, and the deciding qualifier for the last few riders will be those World Championships that could make or break someone's quest on their road to Rio. We'll see how things pan out, but it's all about today. Stop number 1 on the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour as we get ready for these main events. Making this main event itself is a huge boost for these riders and their dreams of becoming an Olympian, but right now it's about becoming a champion of the day, and we'll see who is able to do that in this elite women's class with Caroline Buchanan, Mariana Pajon, Laura Smulders, Elise Post, Simone Christensen, Elke VANHOOF, Brooke Crane, and Axel Etienne. Those are the 8 riders in today's main event for the elite women. Then when we move over to the elite men's class, what great racing we've seen so far, and our main event is stacked. Connor Fields, Chuan Von Gent, Ezekiel Torres, Corbin Shara, Nick Long, Tori Nyhog, Amadou Mir, and Alfredo Campo. Those are the 8 riders that make up the elite men's main event for today here in Santiago del Estero. So we're just moments away for our introductory into the main event tonight for these elite women, and then we'll move on to a flower ceremony. Then we'll have the elite men's main event, and then we'll have their award ceremony as well, and that will be the conclusion. But right now, everyone's sitting on the edges of their seat, waiting for these riders to make their way into the starting gate for tonight's main event at stop number 1 of the 2016 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. Perfect weather conditions each day here so far in Santiago. What a great place it has been to stay, to visit, to see the sights, and get to know these people. Super appreciative for all the BMXers and all of us that have come down to enjoy and participate in the Supercross World Cup. And it's going to be great. It's going to be a great showing of this main event of the riders' appreciation to these fans once they get in the gate for tonight's main events. As we said, then stop number 2 in Manchester, an indoor arena. It gives the whole feel of the event a different vibe as the fans are amplified. The cheering is louder, and everything goes down inside under the dome. Our only stop that's on an indoor arena this year for the Supercross, and going to be some incredible racing. As we said, then our next stop into Papendal, another great wide open huge track at the Dutch Olympic Training Center, so definitely a great vibe there as well. We have a lot of riders and as well as a lot of future prospective and current Olympians from the Dutch area out to cheer it on. Then we move to the World Championships in Medellin, Colombia, a great facility at the Mariana Pajon BMX track, so you can tell just what kind of following she has in her home country of Colombia. Then we move over to Rio. Then the last 2 stops of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour come to the United States of America as we head over to Rock Hill, South Carolina, and then the very next weekend we move over to Sarasota, Florida to close out the 2016 season. But you know the riders now, that's the furthest thing from their mind. They're only thinking about, these 8 women, they're only thinking about tonight's main event, and they're getting ready to load into the gate and get things moving for tonight's finals. So each of these women and men, But the women, especially in this next race, have been traveling already. The World Cup season has just started, but each of these women have picked and chosen some races around the world to get prepared and do a few races under their belts before they could attend this first World Cup, as well as some of them have already just been in Rio testing out the Olympic venue to make sure that track is in tip-top shape for the racing come August. And you've had some riders such as Elise Post, Mariana Pajon, Buchanan, and SMULDERS who have been racing quite a lot lately, going for these races around the world. So it'll be interesting to see, as we can see some of these riders getting ready to get their gate pick for today's main event. So it looks like the elite women are making their way up to the gate. So we're just about a minute away from the start of tonight's UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Elite Women's main event. You'll see right here, Brooke Crane has the 7th gate pick. So there's just one more rider to get her gate chosen. And she'll make her way, Axel Atteni from France will make her way up to the gate, get these women loaded, get them ready, and get ready to see the incredible racing action brought to you by the UCI for this BMX Supercross World Cup here, Santiago del Estero in Argentina. The track's ready, the fans are ready, and I'm sure you are ready to see Caroline Buchanan, Mariana Pajon, Laura SMULDERS, Elise Post, Simone Christensen, Brooke Crane, Axel Atteni, and Elke VANHOOF get ready for tonight's main event. They're loaded in the gate, and we'll get a pan across the gate so you can get a close-up, and you can choose your favorite rider as they're getting ready to race tonight's main event here in Santiago del Estero, the opening round of the 2016 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. The ladies are loaded in the gate. Let's get ready for tonight's first main event, the elite women of BMX. So this is going to be definitely a nerve-wracking time for these women. They're ready for the gate. They're just waiting on the command from the officials on the track, and they will get ready to get focused for the gate drop here for stop number 1 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup. You can see getting things adjusted, and it looks like we are ready to go with the start of tonight's elite women's main event here in Santiago del Estero, round number 1 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. Let's go and get the gate dropped.
Ready? Watch the gate.
So from the inside, you'll see Mariana Pajon, Caroline Buchanan, and it's a drag race. It looks like Buchanan has this slight advantage. Now Brooke Crane's got herself up there too, and Mariana Pajon's in second. You'll see Simone Christensen dive a little bit on the inside. She's going to push Elise Post out, but Caroline Buchanan from Australia has that lead over Mariana Pajon, but Pajon will not back down. Let's see what happens down this third straightaway. A lot of things could happen right there. Different technique from Pajon. She's looking to gain a little bit of momentum on Buchanan, but Buchanan cranks out. She's going to get a lot of speed right here. Can Pajon put the power down the line? No, it's not going to happen. It's going to be Caroline Buchanan from Australia with the win over Mariana Pajon. A photo finish for the third between SMULDERS and Christensen. What a great race from Caroline Buchanan and Mariana Pajon. Unfortunately, you saw right there, going into turn number 1, Elise Post, who's up in front, a little bit of a push, shoved her right out of the way and shoved her back into that 6th or 7th place spot. But today's winner is going to be Caroline Buchanan, number 100. Mariana Pajon will take that 2nd place overall for today's main event here in Santiago del Estero. But right there, today's winner in the green and yellow from Australia, number 68, Caroline Buchanan, is the winner of tonight's Supercross World Cup final. So what a great race from Caroline. Definitely excited to start the season off with a victory, and she's gonna just try to gain her posture here. She's getting ready to go out, do cool down, and salute her fans after her victory here in Santiago del Estero for the opening round of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. So there you have it, the winner from Australia, Caroline Buchanan, taking a breather, and she'll get back out to get her accolades from the fans. So what an incredible race. You see right here, dead even, Caroline and Mariana right up to the face of the first jump, and then it looked like Caroline edged her out. They rode clean, they rode smooth, and you saw Elise Post in the back. She wasn't third, she got pushed out by Christensen, but these two were pushing the whole field away from themselves as Caroline Buchanan put the power down, used that neon magic all the way to the line. Mariana Pajon looked to make a pass right here in that last turn. Caroline had the last straightaway wired, had the power down, crosses the line with the victory. Mariana Pajon in second. What a great race there for both of those women, Caroline Buchanan and Mariana Pajon. What a great run for the two of them. So there are your official results for top 8. Caroline Buchanan, Mariana Pajon, Laura Smulders will get that photo finish for the 3rd. Simone Christensen in 4th, Axel Ettienne in 5th, Brooke Crane in 6th, Elise Post in 7th, and Elke VANHOOF will take the 8th place overall for the day. So we will get a word with today's winner, Caroline Buchanan, as she makes her way over to the interview zone. And we'll get her perspective on how stop number 1 of the UCI BMX World Cup Tour main event went for her today here in Santiago del Estero, Argentina, winning today's Elite Women's main event. Karen.
Hello, hello. Hey, Caroline. I don't think you lost a lap all day, so that's quite a big turnaround from your almost win of the TT yesterday. How you doing right about now?
Yeah, I feel really good. It's like challenging out there. I mean, the girls, the guys racing, everyone stepped up so much. And, I think last year I had my battles and earned like a really healthy respect for my competition and stepped up and know what I got to do this year. And yeah, just felt pretty good out there. So I just tried to stay out of trouble.
Well, you've always been known as a strong finisher, and you have that mountain bike influence as well. But I got to say, you were a strong starter today and yesterday. So looks like you put in a lot of work during the off season. Anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, everyone back home. I know that my little niece, she'll be watching, and my family, and my gym coach, Julian, all my supporters, my family. Just thanks to DK Bicycles. Thanks to my coach, Wade Boots, the Australian High Performance team, and everyone that's just pushed me in this off season.
Well, congratulations. There you have it, Caroline Buchanan.
So today's winner of the Elite Women's main event here in Santiago del Estero, that will be Caroline Buchanan. She edged out Mariana Pajon. What a great race for the two of them. And then Laura Smulders from the Netherlands will take the last spot on the podium for this evening. So now we'll get ready for the presentation for these Elite women, for the top 3 overall. And then we make our way over back up to the gate for the Elite men for the last race of the day, the Elite men's main event. And what a main event it will be. We have Connor Fields, Twan Von Gent, Ezekiel Torres, Corbin Shara, Tori Nyhog, Alfredo Campo, Amadou Mir, and Nicholas Long. You can see those riders made their way up to the gate. They're choosing their gates now as we wait. And we wait for the Elite women's presentation of the day from the UCI BMX World Cup Tour, stop number 1 here in Santiago del Estero, Argentina. So there are your top 3 women for the day. In the middle, Caroline Buchanan, Mariana Pajon, and then Laura Smulders. Those are our top 3 for today's UCI BMX Supercross World Cup here in Santiago del Estero, Argentina. 3 incredible women starting the season off just the way you'd like to do so. All right, that's the end of the women's portion, and now it's time for the Elite men. Undisputedly, the fastest riders in the world are getting ready to take their way across the track here in Santiago del Estero to decide who will be tonight's main event champions for the Elite men. As we get the riders up, you see Ezekiel Torres He's getting ready. Twan Van Gent, Connor Fields, number 11, number 24, Corbin Chara. Then up next will be Nicholas Long. Tori Nyhog, winner of last night's super final time trial. Alfredo Campo, definitely great to see him in tonight's main event, number 593. And then Amadou Mir definitely started the season off strong last year, making his way into the finals. And tonight he's done the same here at stop number 1. Definitely one of those up-and-coming youngsters from France, making his mark known as he's been solid on the tour. And tonight he's trying to make his way back to the podium. We'll see how things go as these riders get loaded in the gate. And we'll get you that official starting list by gate pick. So Connor Fields will start out at gate 1. Twan Van Gent, gate 2. Torres in gate 3. Corbin Chara, gate 4. Nick Long, gate 5. Tori Nyhog, gate 6. Alfredo Campo, gate 7. And Amadou Mir will come out of gate 8 as they get ready for the first Elite Men's main event here on the 2016 World Cup Tour. So the riders getting situated in the gate. We're just waiting from the command from race control and let these guys take to the track. Again, here is your official start list for the World Cup. Connor Fields, Twan Van Gent, Ezekiel Torres, Corbin Chara, Nicholas Long, Tori Nyhog, Alfredo Campo, and Amadou Mir. Those are the 8 riders going for glory tonight at the 2016 opening round of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup, Santiago del Estero, Argentina. The riders are in the gate. The fans are ready. Everyone's ready. Let's get ready to see the fastest riders in the world attack the track here in Argentina as we get ready for the Elite Men's main event here. Stop number 1 on the World Cup. Let's go. The riders are ready. Let's wait for that gate call. The riders participate. Here we go. Getting ready for the gate command.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
So the gate slams. It looks like from the inside it's going to be Connor Fields, but Corbin Chara's got his nose out in front right now, and Corbin Chara makes his way out to the front. Alfredo Campo's out there in third, so it's going to be an All-American 1 and 2 right now. Chara and Fields out in front. They're definitely going to be a good battle here around the rest of the track. Look out on the inside. You see Campo go low. Now it looks like Nick Long's made his way into that 3rd place spot, and it looks like Connor Fields is going to have a good battle with Chara. But right now, Corbin Chara out front. This could be his first Supercross main event victory if he can hold on. He crosses the line with the win. Corbin Chara, Connor Fields, Amadou Mir does get on that podium. Torres in 4th, Nyhog 5th, Van Gent 6th. What a great race right there for Corbin Chara from the United States of America. He's been practicing his first straight gate starts, and it's all paid off today here at the opening round of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup as he takes the victory ahead of countryman Connor Fields 1 and 2, and then Amadou Mir continues his consistency on making that podium with that top 3, just edging out Ezekiel Torres. He was in that 4th place spot, but a great accomplishment for the youngster. 4th place for the day, but right now it's going to be all about Corbin Chara. Ezekiel's definitely got the love from the crowd here as if he was to win. Just to make this main event was incredible, and to come away with a 4th place finish is great. But right now, Corbin Chara, the winner of today's race, he's made his way into that interview zone already. He's cool, calm, and collective, and he's super excited to be moving on through to the top spot of that podium, just ahead of countryman Connor Fields, and then Amadou Mir from France will get that 3rd and final spot on the podium. But what a great race from our top 3, as well as all 8 of those riders. Nick Long, Campo, they were 7th and 8th, but no effort was gone unnoticed. They were great.
So straight out of Tucson, the winner of Elite Men, Corbin Chara. I think the last win was 2011 in South Africa, and here you are after a broken femur, after I think it was you were an Olympic almost finalist, Here we are.
Yeah, it's still a little hard to believe right now. I mean, I've prayed a lot for this day, and I've worked hard since I broke my femur, and just never really seemed to get back to form and be able to make the final. So, really, really big win for me.
Yeah, we were watching practice. I saw one lap. You actually wheelied down the hill, and you still pulled to the first turn. So I think a lot of the talk was it was yours to not win. Is there anybody you'd like to thank, or anybody you'd like to thank, or even just anything you want to talk about while you have the stage?
Yeah, I would just like to thank the Lord Jesus Christ. I mean, it took a lot of belief to get this done. Just like anybody, you got to believe you can do it. And him and my family, my new fiance, Jamie Staff, USA Cycling. I mean, I've been at the center training a lot, and there's a huge opportunity down there in the States to train and become the best. So I'd like to thank all those people.
Well, I think the crowd likes to thank you, too, for putting on a good show, and we'll be looking forward to watching you race at the next round.
Thank you.
So what a great race there, and you see the emotions pouring out for Corbin Sherratt. He hasn't won on the World Cup Tour since 2011 back in South Africa, and that was a great day for him, but this is much more important as he's looking to make his way known for the USA Olympic team, and he did so just ahead of his countryman Connor Fields, and then Amadou Mir with that third-place finish. As we said, Torres in fourth, Tori Nyhag was fifth, Tuan Von Gent in sixth, Nicholas Long in seventh, and Alfredo Campo in the eighth place ranking overall today. So what a great day of BMX racing we've had, brought to us by the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. In the elite women, it was a great battle as predicted between Caroline Buchanan and Mariana Pajon, and in elite men's, it was Corbin Sherratt. Not surprising most of us, but as you can see right there, he's surprising himself mostly. Looks like Corbin taking that win ahead of Connor Fields, Amadou Mir. What a great overall podium from these three guys, and they're super excited to end their weekend here in Santiago del Estero on the podium, and we're excited to see those big, huge smiles from all of our racers and champions of the day.
My girlfriend would be mad if I look too excited.
So that wraps up the racing portion of it. We can already start going through the point standings for the year, but here we go. Just some incredible racing here on that main event. You can just see it was a good race for Corbin Sherratt. Got out front. Connor Fields was back there in front of Campo. A lot of bar banging, but no one ever was close enough to Corbin Sherratt to make it a true bar-to-bar battle. Right here, it looked like things could go down in turn number 2, but smooth riding, and then looked like Connor Fields had Sherratt's number, but he was not able to catch the power and speed of number 24, Corbin Sherratt from the United States of America, taking the win here in today's World Cup in Santiago del Estero. So we get to look at the track. As calm as it's been in days now, the racing is done, and we are super excited to have brought to you live all of the race action from the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. Stop number 1, as we said, in just 2 weeks, we make our way headed over to Manchester, UK for stop number 2, and then just a few weeks later, we'll make our way to Holland for the 3rd round in Papendal. So definitely a great venue here in Santiago del Estero. Super calm and quiet now, but you just saw that incredible racing going down on the track for the elite women between Caroline Buchanan, Mariana Pajon, and Laura Smulders. Then we had Christensen in 4th, Etienne in 5th, Crane, Post, and VANHOOF. Those were our main event riders in the elite women's class. Then in elite men, it was Sherratt with that great victory. Fields in 2nd, Amadou Mir in 3rd, Torres in 4th, Nyhag 5th, Von Gent in 6th, Long in 7th, and Campo in the 8th place spot. So here are our overall rankings. Caroline Buchanan taking the win and the most points today. Mariana Pajon in 2nd, Laura Smulders, Simone Christensen, Axel Etienne, Brooke Crane, Elise Post, and Elke VANHOOF. Those are your top 8 ranked riders overall, and you'll see 9th through 15th on your screen to give you an update of where your favorite rider who may not have made tonight's main event lines up in the overall rankings. Then we move over to the elite men's rankings. You see Corbin Sherraw, Connor Fields, Amadou Mir, Ezekiel Torres, Tori Nyhog, Chuan Von Gent, Nicholas Long, and Alfredo Campo. They're the ones that sit atop the top 8 of points on our UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour, 9th through 15th. Those are your point overall riders, and like we said, this was just the first round. 5 total rounds for our World Cup season, and incredible racing we did get to see all day long, and we will see it all year long. Thank you so much for tuning in live with us. I'm Pete Deluski from Santiago del Estero. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again on the UCI BMX World Cup Tour in Manchester, the UK, in just 2 weeks. Thanks so much for joining us.